We're here at HFC Bank Stadium, just about to kick things off with hours remaining, the day one of the 2024 Coca-Cola Games. I have Albert Miller, a well-known former athlete for Fiji, and also Athletics Fiji development officer, a member of the council member of the Athletics Oceania Athletics Association. Albert, as far as the games are concerned, 2,800 athletes coming all together here, starting from tomorrow. Definitely your eyes will be watching very carefully as far as talent is concerned.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can feel, everything is in the air, the pressure from the kids, and, for those of us who've been in this kind of situation, you know exactly what the athletes are going through. But for us, really, this is a wonderful opportunity. As I told you earlier on, we have to select 6 teams from, not only from secondary school, but also with our open athletes. So we're really, really excited. At least now the athletes have a sort of a pathway to, bigger and better things. So, we're excited.
It shouldn't end here at the Coca-Cola Games, and you as the development officer of Athletics Fiji, what are some of the pathways that are being developed in relation to these up-and-coming athletes who come from far and out from more than 163 schools?
Yeah, because that's always been one of the biggest challenges. I've always commented in the past is that if we take, 10% of the people that come out of the Coca-Cola, we'll be unbeatable for years to come. Something that we're working on now with the new management of Fiji Secondary School Athletic Association. And I think we've got plans, in the pipeline to where athletes can actually see that, there are indeed pathways to bigger and better things, rather than just, finishing at the Coca-Cola. I think, according to Master Biudalati, who is now the acting secretary, that, from here they're going to pick teams that's going to go and compete in Australia and New Zealand and other places, wherever and whenever possible. And I think that's something that's been lacking. I think the last team that secondary school team that went overseas was way back in, I think, in the 80s or 90s that I was part of. And ever since there's been nothing. So really, you don't really blame the athletes because, why go after, keep training after Coca-Cola when there's really nothing to look forward to. So hopefully this is the beginning of, something bigger and better. And not only that, right now we've got 5 athletes who are overseas on scholarships. So, and these are people going to come back with degrees. So I think that's a bonus for most of our athletes.
As far as Team Fiji is concerned, looking at the mini games and even the Pacific Games, one of the issues that was being discussed about how to increase our medal count, how to get more gold medals on the tally as far as the Pacific Games is concerned, and even going on beyond that into other competitions. What is the goal and objective so far?
Well, I think, we're starting on sort of the right foot right now. We're creating not only interest amongst the athletes, but also the coaching staff. And we're trying to isolate coaches within the specific events, let's say javelin, shot put, discus, and so on. Then from there we can build up a base of athletes, not only athletes, but also coaches that can work with athletes over the years. It's a long-term project. We have to be honest about it. But, just looking at the crop of athletes we have this year, especially in the male sprints, and I think, we are really looking forward to having some of these athletes as part of our team.
Just looking at the sprints, it will be quite an interesting battle. We know that Banuve Tambakaudoro has been holding on to that record for some time. For the senior boys, 100 meters, there's been some times that are being run. Assessment says majority of them are manual times. You have confirmed that at least Tailevu Zone has got an electronic time by Senirusi Rauqe, who's run 10.70 seconds in electronic time.
I think this kid is legit. I've seen him run. He's got the build. You know, he's got the get up and go, you know, speed that, you know, we've been looking for over the years. You know, we just hope we can hold on to him. Like you said, interestingly enough, he's the only one that ran 10.97, you know, 10.70, full electronic time. So that's a legit time, you know. We've seen some really crazy times coming out of the different zones, and you know, like you said, it's all manual time, but we can't really trust them. I'm really looking forward to the senior boys 100 meters, because I know it's going to be a, you know, I think the chances of them running, you know, under 10.70 is pretty likely.
It's an interesting thing, and Albert, you may remember that a race when Banuve actually broke the record here, being the sprint king that he has become. Following that, also going into the Pacific Games, the result came to be the best, also because other runners were pushing him. And what can you say about the other runners? The boy from Bawani Dayal, Ramarada, running a manual time of 10.93 seconds, and Semesi from Suva Grammar School definitely coming back, trying to successfully defend the blue ribbon title. How do you think this will play out?
Oh man, I mean, like I said, I can hardly wait to watch that finals. Well, let's hope they make it to the finals, because you never know. I mean, in the field of sports, anything can happen, So let's just hope, keep our fingers crossed that these three athletes that we've identified, and maybe there are a few lurking around in the bushes. You know, you never know, because Fiji's got a lot of sprinters, and whoever's the radius during that day, in that hour, is going to be, you know, the one that's going to take the blue ribbon. Taking nothing away from the women, I think there's a few very good sprinters out there in the women's, but that's something that we really need to work on, and we just need to build a better base of a good number of sprinters, you know, not just the one or two, you know. And for years we've depended on Banuwe, and as soon as he left, man, that was a big vacuum. So we really need to have, you know, a handful of athletes with similar abilities, and we've got 2 or 3 already within the national team right now. We just need to have another, you know, 3 or 4, or even, you know, a dozen of them, you know, running, you know, the same times.
Just going back to Queen Victoria School runner Senirusi Rauqe, based on running a time of 10.70 seconds in the Tailevu Zone, electronic time right here at the HFC Bank Stadium, how do you see his chances tomorrow afternoon?
Oh, well, like I said, definitely he's, you know, he's my #1 pick right now. If the weather's like this, where you're very calm and you might have a slight tailwind, you know, he has a chance of running 10.6 something. So, you know, and you know, the Tailevu Zone was a few weeks ago. So you would, you know, if you'd done, you know, the correct training and done a bit more speed work, and his, you know, his turnover and everything is there, he's going to run a really good time.
Something special will happen here at the stadium if that plays out well. But the other thing that people have to watch out for, the athletes making sure they don't false start.
Well, again, that's like I said, on the day, it's whoever's clicked on, you know. Hopefully everything will fall into place, and you don't jump the gun and hope to, you know, to beat somebody else. So I'm sure all that is going through his mind and the coach's mind, and they're, you know, reminding him.
Your message to the people from far and wide. I met some athletes from Baturova Koroalau, from Savu earlier today. You come from that side, and also people come from far and wide, from the maritime zone areas, from the highlands of Naitasiri, Namosi, from Bar Highlands, from the Western Division, the Cane Belt areas, the Northern Division, and of course then the powerhouse schools from Suva, who have the luxury of the facilities. What is your message to everyone? Because at the end of the day, anybody can win on the day.
Oh yeah, I used to love the first day of competition, because this is where all these schools from the rural areas or the smaller schools, they come in and just wipe everybody out in the, you know, 1,500 or 3,000 and so on. So I don't think it'll be any difference this year. But you know, just to all the athletes, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the experience. If you don't make it this year, then hopefully you'll try and improve and better yourself and your times and your distances next year. And all the best.
Albert, thank you very much, and we'll be speaking to you over the course of the next 3 days based on the athletes that will be performing on the tracks and in the field event areas as Athletics Fiji chooses the athletes, pathways set to continue to grow our Team Fiji athletes as we head into the next Pacific Games cycle.
The box. You're probably wondering, what's in the box? Well, if you must know, it's actually me. Wait. Before you call the police, I'm actually an app. The all-new Fijivillage app. Here's an update. See what I did there? I gave you an update. What's new? Well, for starters, I look different. My new layout also comes with stories, if you're looking for something short and sweet. I will bring you the latest news on the dot so you stay updated. You're welcome. You don't have to go anywhere for content because I bring the content to you. Not only can you listen to your favorite radio station, you can now watch online video content. Which reminds me, are you looking forward to the Coke Games? Well, guess what? I can give you live tallies and stream fijivillage Relive so you can keep updated no matter where you are. Your #1 news website just got better with an app. Download and get updated now.